You know, when you go on this website to search for your stock, that means you are pretty much in dip deep. As a beginner day trader, you do not want to spend a lot of money in trading tool, especially you do not know if this business is right for you or not. And honestly, you do not have to. That is why in this video, I will share with you all the free trading tool that will help you start and advance your day trading. Most of those tools, I'm still using them until this day. First tool is a market scanner tool. This tool is a must. There's a famous saying that you only as good as the stock you trade, and that cannot be further away from the truth. There are more than 8,000 stocks in the stock market. With the scanner tool, it's gonna help you narrow down all the stock that fit your criteria. So hopefully you can get down to 3 to 10 stock that help you trading throughout your day. The first criteria is to help you find a stock that currently moving, which means it's gonna have range. The reason you wanna find a stock that have range, well, because just like describing trading in simple terms, you want to buy low and sell high. The more range it have, in theory, the more money you could make. For example, if the stock only moves 2% per day, that means you only can make 2% maximum with your position. But if the stock moving 100% per day, that means you could make 100% maximum for your position. Now, the second criteria that you must pay attention to is volume. Doesn't matter how much range the stock have. If the stock does not have volume, that means you cannot get in and out of the stock at the price you want. I cannot stress enough how important volume is, because even if the stock go from 3 to 10, but if you do not able to get at the price you want and also not able to sell at the price you want, you're putting more risk into your trading strategy. And also with those low volume strategy, you cannot really size up, because in the future, if you want to make more money with those strategy, you cannot really buy a lot of amount of share because maybe nobody's selling it, or you cannot get out of those positions because nobody buying it. That's why I would prefer to find a strategy had to do with higher volume stock. That means later on, when you actually find a profitable strategy, you can quickly size up your profit. Now, with those two main criteria, you should be able to find some decent stock for you to trade. So the first scanner I would like to share with you is marketprofile.io. From here, you can click on momentum scanner and it will give you the list of morning gap up for this morning, today, February the 10th. And this is the gap up stock for this morning. And you can short it by percentage change, which is the range that we were talking about, or you can short it by the second criteria that we're talking about, which is volume. And you can see what stock is currently moving at that minute. So you can click on short it by 1 minute volume or 5 minute volume, whichever one you prefer. They also have the list of other scanner. You can click on here. You can change from morning gap down. This morning have a lot of gap down stock than gap up stock. And they also have low float gap up stock or low float mover. So there are really only two negative about this website. The first is that you really cannot set the exact criteria that you want for this scanner, and the second is that it's only automatic update every 5 minutes, not instant. They also have pay version for the momentum scanner, which is better, have 20-second update, but the thing is, honestly, it's not worth it compared to the current scanner that I'm using. Now, the second scanner I would like to share with you is Trade Idea. Trade Idea is the best scanner in my opinion out there for day trader, and I'm currently using Trade Idea. I understand it is not free. It actually costs $99 per month just to use Trade Idea, but there is a way to get it for free. You can go on YouTube. Yes, YouTube, and search for Trade Idea Scanner Live, and it should pop up the first video that say live, and you just click on it and will show you. This scanner right here also have a gap up scanner, which I showed you guys earlier with marketprofile.io. It also have high volume scanner, momentum scanner, RSI scanner, and VWAP scanner. Compared to marketprofile.io, this Trade Idea scanner on YouTube actually only have 5 to 7 second delay. The reason for that is Trade Idea actually have instant notification when the stock come up, but the thing is, since it upload to YouTube, it probably take 3 to 5 second delay. There's a couple negative thing about this scanner. The first is that you cannot really click on any of the scanner to short it by volume. Like here it say volume in 5 minutes or volume today. You cannot short by that. You only have short by the gap up, which is preset that they have. The second negative thing is that this scanner right here cannot take up your whole screen, when honestly you're not even gonna use half of this scanner. As you guys can see, with the pay version of the scanner, I only keep the relevant one to me at the corner of my screen and alternate it when it's not needed. For example, right here I have Halt resume scanner and I put it in my corner of my screen right here. But this is still the best version of free scanner out there in my opinion. The second tool that I use every single day is floatchecker.com. And just like the name suggested, it helps you find out what the float of stock is. For those who do not know what the float of stock is, the float of the stock is what actually helps prevent the stock from sinking, just like the name suggested. I'm just kidding, by the way. The float of the stock actually the number of shares that are available for investor and trader to buy and sell. The reason I check the float of stock before I trade them is because the amount of float of stock will help determine how the stock move. Larger float stock, which I consider around 100 million share float, tend to move a lot slower than smaller float stock, around 10 million share float. For example, you can search for a stock like Apple, AAPL, and it will share with you the float across the 5 websites that are able to gather, and it looked like Apple have around 16.3 billion share of float. Now compare that to GameStop, which is ticker GME. GME look like it have 63 million share of float. And as you can see, with GME, it's able to move around 7% with just this little amount of volume, around 10,000 share of volume on average. Where Apple over here, the range of it is around 3% and the average volume of it is around 230,000 share per minute. And that 3% range is actually considered moving a lot for Apple. Where you look at the last Thursday, Apple, the whole day range is only around 1%. Now, it's not 100% of the time it can happen this way. Sin is also going to depend on the volume and the momentum of the stock. But again, day trading is a game of probability. And honestly, the day trader who actually make it in this business is the one who able to admit they are wrong. And the market is always right. Repeat after me. The market is always right. For some of you, probably still do not gonna listen to this video and you're gonna learn the hard way. That is, market is always right. The best trader out there is the one who is able to adapt to the market and understand that it's always changing. And your strategy always should change with the market. For example, in beginning, I would only trade small float stocks. Now, since the small float stock is a lot slower, I actually trade higher float stock like Facebook, Apple, SPY, QQQ, which is ETF, and etc. So again, the only thing that you really need to know about the float of the stock is that the higher float stock tend to move a lot slower than small float stock. And any further information you're gonna learn about float is gonna through your screen time. Just like people say, the only difference between the expert trader and the beginner trader is screen time. The third website I want to share with you is NASDAQ Trader Halt. And just like the name suggested, this website will provide you with the stock that currently halted. The stock that got halted, which means the stock got suspended from trading. That means you cannot buy or sell the stock during those periods of time. I normally only trade the stock that got halted due to volatility. Now, during the hot market, when the stock got halt up due to volatility, when the stock open up, it tends to make another run before drop back again. Again, this not 100% of the time. Trading is a game of probability. You just gotta find your edge in the market. Observe the market, find a pattern and try to profit from it. And of course, admit when you're wrong and take your losses. I literally just tell you the key to become a profitable day trader in simplest terms. And that is exactly why I do not trade stock that got halted for pending new, T1, T2, or the stock that got under investigation, T12 halt, because I do not find an edge in it. And the great thing about day trading is you do not have to trade every single setup. You just need to focus in your best setup. To be able to access this website, what you need to search for is NASDAQ Trader Halt right there. And you can click on the first website that pop up. And here you go. In this website, you can see all the name that the stock that got halted, the time that the stock got halted, and the reason why the stock got halted. They put the reason in code T1, T2, T3. All of those are news pending halt. LUPD or AM is volatility halt. And T12 halt is normally investigation halt. And if you don't know, the code is easy. Just hover over the code and it should tell you what the reason is. And like I mentioned earlier, I only trade the volatility halt, which is LUDP or AM halt. But even those, I would not trade all of those. It's also criteria that come with it for me to able to trade it. For example, the stock that got halted today is ISPO, and as you can see right here, ISPO today, I did not trade that stock at all because as you can tell, one of the criteria I told you about earlier is volume, and you can see right here, there's barely any volume. One of the average candle is around 400 to 1,000 volume only. That means if you buy here, even though the stock, if you, like I told you about earlier, if you buy at 11.45 and you probably not gonna able to get out at 16. For the stock to drop this much at this fast, normally that means nobody buying it. So you buying in for the ask and you sell at the bid right there, you already lost $2. So I would never trade this kind of stock that had no volume, even though it have range. The next tool I would like to share with you is stocktweet.com. In this website, you can go on there to help you reassure your back holding position and try to convince yourself that you are right and the market is wrong and the market is full of manipulation out there. You know, when you go on this website to search for your stock, that means you are pretty much in dip deep. This is a stock tweet website. What you can do from here is enter a symbol name, for example, AMC. Not only this website will show you the chart of the stock you're looking for, it also show you what your fellow apes are thinking about this stock. That is why whenever I need reassurance about my back holding position, I come to this website for moral support. All the kidding aside, honestly, if you have to go on this website to search for your stock to reassure yourself about your position, and as you can tell, I've done this quite a bit. The best thing for you to do is just bite your teeth and take that loss. But this website is not 100% negative. You actually can use it for your benefit. I actually use this website when there's a major move in the stock and I want to know if there are any news. I would come here to look for the stock and see if anyone commenting on any news that appear. The one thing that you can trust your fellow apes is they are very fast with news. Although they may call it fake news or market manipulation, but you always can depend on them when it comes to news. If there are no bad news with the stock, I still continue trade it. But if there's really bad news about it, I would prefer not to trade the stock at all. Another way I use this website when the market is hot, as you can see, you can click on ranking and it will give you the list of stock that people tweeting the most about. This stock, I would like to buy a dip on them during the hot market because they normally would have continuation run. And the last tool that I want to share with you is Google. And I know what you're talking about, Google. Everyone know about that, but yes, you'd be surprised how many people ask me simple question when they actually can type in Google and get the answer right away. For example, in this video, I do not explain what volatility halt is. You can always Google it. For example, what is volatility halt? And it will give you the exact definition of it. So yes, Google is your best friend as a beginner day trader. If you learned a thing or two, make sure you click the like button and click the subscribe button. And I will provide you free day trading resource. And also in the future, I will go on live day trading once a week, every single week. So yeah, be sure to stay tuned for that. And you guys have a great day. See you guys next week.